and welcome to Fifth Gear, home of the fastest cars and the fastest drivers on the planet. And just to prove it, we've come to Italy to drive this, the fastest Ferrari road car ever.
And Jason's not just driving it around any old part of Italy, he's thrashing it around Ferrari's very own private test track. Plus, we've got another helping of supercars in just a moment as Tiff finds out how fast the new Mercedes SLS is on the public road. Also, I'll be revealing what you really need to know about the latest Lotus Elise. Before getting muddy with Johnny as we put the two toughest 4x4s on sale through an extreme test to find the world's best off-roader. But first, over to Tiff.
Welcome to Petrolhead's Paradise, the Isle of Man. The only place in the country where you can find roads without speed limits. And today, it's even better than usual, because the roads have been closed to the public. It's all because Formula One hero David Coulthard is here, shooting a 3D film about one of the most exciting cars of the year, the new Mercedes SLS AMG. When I heard about a £157,000 supercar and no threat of speed cameras, I just had to go and get a piece of the action. So I asked the Formula One star if we could borrow his toy and his playground.
Well, had you driven the car before you came here?
Yeah, they did ask me that before they let me loose on the road. Yeah, in the car park in Hockenheim when I was at one of the DTM races earlier this year. So, no, I hadn't really got a great deal of experience, but it performs well.
So what impressed you most about a car here?
The stability at high speed.
How fast did you go?
Well, apparently, I didn't actually look at the speedometer at that point, but apparently I was just over 160 miles an hour.
Now that sounded like a challenge. In theory, the SLS's 6.2-litre V8 is good for nearly 200 miles an hour. But on these twisty roads, I just wanted to go faster than Coulthard. Don't try this at home, kids.
It's quite stiffer than I thought it would be for a Mercedes. I can't get used to the fact that there's going to be nothing coming the other way. And you just can't be sure when the quick corners are coming up. We've only been lent this car for the one run, and it's David's spare.
But it's amazing how quickly 563 horsepower goads you on. 0 to 62 takes 3.8 seconds, but the goal was 160. Time to step on it.
Flip it down a gear before I check these kinks, and then launch it again. 8,000 revs, gear change lights come on. If you hit the rev limiter, it really dies. You do need to change before that light goes red, otherwise the car dies against you. It's 120, 130, 7,000. Reassuring brakes. I haven't got the £8,000 ceramic extras that David's got. 135, 140, 145 miles an hour. Don't look at the drops, Tiff. Don't look left or right. Very good, smooth gear change. Not as fast as the milliseconds I was expecting, but quick enough as it is. Whoa, right, left, that's the proper kick. The composure is amazing. The body shell feels very stiff and rigid. There's not too much roll. Much better steering response than I expected.
Finally, a straight. My last chance to hit 160.
140, 150. Just touching 160 miles an hour. Oh, I tell you, this is an exciting car.
I'd equalled David's speed, and after just 7 miles of driving on the absolute limit, was blown away.
Well, I'm impressed. A lot more feel than I thought. Amazing engine power, great belching V8 noise. What's got a bit of a puff on?
Once the adrenaline had died down, we were able to draw a conclusion. It's actually only at high speed that the SLS really comes alive, a point David agreed with.
Certainly for the autobahns, I think it'd be good. But I get the impression that driving, below 60 miles an hour would be a bit of a disappointment.
At low speeds, it might feel more like a Mercedes saloon than a Ferrari-beating supercar, but once it's on song, the SLS is absolutely scintillating.
Before we get to this 599 GTO, let's have a look at something A little bit more down to earth.
Yes, and this is my idea of down to earth, the latest Lotus Elise, and I'm going to tell you all you need to know about it. It's been on sale now for 14 years, which might make some of us feel rather old. But to freshen the Elise up, Lotus has updated the styling, the gearbox and the engine. Only trouble is, the engine's now smaller, a 1.6 instead of a 1.8. The smaller engine makes it the least polluting two-seater sports car on sale. In fact, it emits less carbon dioxide than a lot of things. Allow me to demonstrate. This creme brulee is a tank of fuel. This blowtorch is an engine. When the two combine, one of the results is that carbon is produced. Now, imagine this is a family-friendly Ford Focus 1.6 and this is the Elise. The Focus produces 159 grams per kilometre of CO2, the Elise just 149. Therefore, the Elise is greener. But being greener than a family car has affected performance. The power output is the same as before with 134 brake horsepower, but it is 0.4 of a second slower to 62 miles an hour, taking 6.5 seconds. It is more aerodynamic than ever, and it's got a 6-speed gearbox instead of a 5-speed box. So, can it beat its predecessor's top speed of 128 miles an hour? Let's find out. Absolutely foot to the floor. I cannot go any faster. The 1.6 will do 127 miles an hour, 1 mile an hour less than the old 1.8 Elise. Greener, yes, but also slower. This entry-level Elise costs £27,500. Pricey, yes, but as it is one of the all-time great handling cars, I'd be very tempted to write a cheque. But the costs don't end there. Whilst I appreciate the Elise's back-to-basics lightweight charm, I think air conditioning is a standard requirement in a modern car, and that costs another £1,000. Then I'd quite like what other manufacturers call essentials. Floor mats, iPod connection, cup holder, a little bit of leather, £2,000. And I'd like this metallic finish. Oops. Before you know it, you've handed over £31,000, which is just £4,000 short of a Porsche Boxster. The Lotus is pricey.